Alright, so I have apparently a 2004 Yamaha Blaster, two-stroke. I don't know too much about them. It's something I've been wanting to get. Now, this Blaster, I was told that it had a fresh top end rebuild. And if you look at it, it looks brand new. Like the guy just done it. He did the heat cycles and all that. So anyway, let me show you. So there's your top end. It looks pretty new. It's got a new carburetor. It's got new front plastics. Newer front tires. But anyway, it does start right up. Starts up. It runs okay until you go to drive it. When you go to drive it, it kind of wants to bog. It doesn't want to hook up. So I'm thinking maybe it needs a bigger jet, because I do believe this guy pulled the airbox out of it. It may need a bigger jet. It may need a top end. Maybe he didn't do it right, because what I'm seeing here is, if you look at the front of the head, the bottom there, even the top, it looks like it's leaking. Looks to me like it's leaking. So I'm guessing the first thing I'll do is I'll do a leak down test, a compression test. It should be pushing about 120 psi. But yeah, so let me start this thing up real quick, because it starts right up. It should. I mean, knock on wood. But let's start it real quick. Let's go ahead and turn the choke on real quick. Okay, I just turned the choke off. Let's see if it'll fire back up. Alright, so with the choke off, it's not wanting to stay running. So let's let it warm up a little more. Okay, So it runs decent with the choke on. So I already know we definitely have a carburetor issue. So my problem is I'm not sure where to jet it at, because the main jet in there doesn't have a specification on it, and these I do know take like a 230 jet, so I believe it would need like a 250, maybe 280 jet. But yeah, so it's got the fatty pipe on it with the FMS silencer, or whatever you want to call it, power core. Let me see, fatty. So you got what is that? Gold series FMF fatty pipe. So you got the basically racing exhaust on it. So racing exhaust and no airbox whatsoever. This guy was running that little tiny filter, which personally, if it was me, I would put the stock airbox back in. I'd put that back in and maybe jet it to about 250. But you know, I don't know a whole lot about blasters. I know a little bit about 2-strokes. I know a lot more about 4-strokes. I do know 2-strokes are a lot more easier to work on. I wouldn't say they're more reliable, but less can go wrong. Versus a 4-stroke, they're reliable. More can go wrong. They're a little harder to work on, more expensive. So, needless to say, Blaster is simple, easy, and somewhat reliable. The main thing that can go wrong on a Blaster, I would say, this is my opinion, is the carburetor. Carburetor can get out of tune, it can get clogged up, whatever, or the head, the piston, even the bottom end can go out. So I don't know when the bottom end was done, but if you look at the bottom, it does look sort of fresh. Looks like somebody had done some decent work on it. It's hard to see in there, unless it's all factory that I'm seeing, factory work. But if you look at the bottom end, it looks like it's been opened. It's got some gasket sealer on it. So bottom end should be okay. I'm just wondering about the top end. I'm wondering if this guy did a good job and did it correctly. The gears do work. All the gears do shift. It's fairly smooth. But yeah, so anybody knows anything about blasters and what jet to use for a full racing exhaust with no airbox, what jet to use, let me know. And let me know if you think the top end is fresh and is correct. You know, it's just something I'm doing, because I did take the carburetor off and I did clean it, I checked it and all that. It's a cheap little factory setup carburetor, nothing real special about it. I believe it's probably got a 230 jet in it, which I want to say it's not getting enough gas. I think it's too small of a jet. So let me know what jet I need to use, and let me know about this jug, you know. So yeah, buddy.